It's a Crazyhouse 3-2 tournament. 45 minutes of Crazyhouse, and I am paired up in this round one, let's say, against John Madden. Okay. I feel like I could breathe some. This is a slower time control, which is nice. We're going to play bishop e7. This is quite an adjustment from regular chess. I must say. So bishop e7 designed against chop and then check. Let's get castled. That way my king doesn't have to recapture. But that doesn't matter. White's still going straight in for an attack on f7. Alrighty. What to do here? I'm thinking about knight d4. Yeah, whatever. What do you're not going to calculate it all. Let's see if they go in for the sacrifice here and then drop a pawn or whatever. It's always a possibility they could just go straight in for that. Oh, really? I guess preparing to meet knight takes knight with a pawn drop here. Interesting. It's kind of scary. Must be said, it's kind of scary. Well, I'm going to take with my king. Let's see what you got. Pawn drop here. I might want to just ignore it and play a knight drop on h4. Have him bring the pain. Let his presence be felt right away. I think I like that idea. Yeah, let's get him in there. Strike a g2. Wow. Crazy town game. Pawn takes. I think I'll immediately recapture. No. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take this guy first. King f1, and then I'll recapture. Let's do it. King f1, I guess. Alright. Now, I could consider capturing here, or just playing a pawn in this square. And then they give a knight check here. I'm going to just recapture. Queen check here, I could do a pawn drop. So I could secure my king here from... it's really the direct checks. Pieces right next to the king that are giving check, if you can't block with something over here in your pocket. So on king takes knight, I'm definitely going to drop here. And then if king here, definitely a pawn drop here with the fork. But, yeah, I think their king is a little bit more vulnerable. They have a knight. Let's see what this queen's going to be up to. If it was my move here, I might want to do this. If he moves, I have that. A lot of different possibilities. Okay, interesting. Well, I don't think that that's correct. Because I could take, and then after their queen recaptures, I could play knight here. Or knight here. Drop. Might want to just play knight h4. They'd have to give a check, otherwise I drop with check. I'm going to do this for starters. I'm going to link these knights. They have to give a queen check. queen h5, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to block with a pawn. Because king here, then if they get a pawn at some point, or a bishop, they drop it into h7. So I just need to cut out the queen's influence on these three squares right away if they play queen h5. Well, they're queen right now. I have ideas. Ooh, I was going to say I have ideas to give a check and then drop here. So I have a queen, so I'm going to actually lure their king out now. And I could do that by playing first this check. Queen drop on g2 if they don't take. And I'm getting their rook. They have 3 knights. The checking squares for the knights, well, it's only this one, but I have it covered. So now I'm going to do this, definitely. It's check, and I have another piece I could be taking. They could drop there, though, huh? Oh, I have a queen drop here, you goof. But should I do that right away? I'm going to take some material first. The queen, bishop, and pawn. 19 seconds. They have 3 knights, but they can't do anything with it. Alright. Well, how about we just take some more stuff? Oh, they're going to give a knight check there? Can always take twice, and then I could drop a knight. Okay, let's pin their knight now. Yep. Okay, this is going to be enough now. I could drop a queen, I could take some stuff. This has to be winning. Let's start with this. Okay. .5 seconds. Pawn drop on g4. Here we go. We got a rook now. And a queen. Where's the mate? That's not it. I could have done better. This was not good, how I'm doing this. I should have had mate. Yikes. I should have had mate by now. Now we got it. I'm sure there were a million different ways I could have finished that sooner, but I'll take the W at the end of the day. Wow. A 9-minute game. All right. Top has 4 and fire. Okay, I'm noticing something that's a little bit different. There's the pieces are a little bit transparent here. Normally it was just nothing seen at all. I must admit, with my minimal experience with this variant, I see that I have an easier time, I feel at least, playing the d4 base structures. e4 moves seem much more critical. These games tend to be a bit more interesting and lengthier. This is quite common to see h3 there, which stops a possible pawn drop of my own to h3. No idea what white is lining up with there. Knight b5. Not really too concerned about capture to either of these two. Okay. Well, I could kick that knight away. This is a move I would play in regular chess. I think it's still good, though. I don't know. You know what I'm going to do, actually? Anticipating a pawn drop on h6, I'm going to play h6. Because when things heat up, a pawn drop on this square, and then this guy gets broken down. Okay. Threatening to take and then take here, so let's drop back. I think that this is a nice home for my king. Sometimes I've seen, you know, a prophylactic move in Crazyhouse where you just move your king to the corner. Don't really know if I want to do that right now. He seems to be pretty good here. Let's kick that knight away and follow up with the knight c6. Most of my attention in Crazyhouse is in this quadrant, right next to their king. Oh, they have that move. That kind of stings. Well, what can you do? They're dropping here now. I would really like to have my king here. Alright, they're going to soon have a bishop. Should I just take that pawn? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that and then repair my structure as soon as possible. It's true they could take either of these, but I don't know. Knight takes rook, I'm going to take with the bishop, I guess. They're going with that. So they have two bishops. Am I weak on any one color complex? Not really. So they have two bishops versus two knights. I think this is still fine. I have a structure, a cozy home for my king. I would prefer two knights over two bishops. Bishop on h4 can hurt. Okay, so it's getting interesting in the center. What could my knight do that would be dangerous? Let's start with the capture. And then we're going to drop a knight right in the center. We're threatening pawn e2 drop, controlling some squares. It's really these two I'm keying in on. They could drop a pawn here to stop a pawn drop of my own on e2. This is a really good configuration for white. Oh, they missed this. Actually, it's really close to mate. This is the only square with the king if I did a knight drop here. But I'm pretty sure a pawn drop here is excellent. So, let's be careful. Oh, well, I don't need to do it right now. We could do it after the game, right? I should have the promotion to not always queen on. Let's take the rook. I have another knight. I have a rook. But I feel like I still need some more pieces involved. I think this is a good start. I'm threatening to go here and then key in on this f3 square. Okay, I think I want to start with a knight here. Really on these squares now. The f3 square. Queen has to be extra careful. There's also forks on c2. How'd they defend this square? Oh, they're just giving up the queen for two knights. Okay. Well, I'm going to start with the check here. It's quite limited with what they can do, otherwise I'm winning a piece. Two pawns, two knights. I have a knight. I think I'm just going to start with grabbing some material. Well, I'll do a pawn drop here. Take my rook, get a queen. "23 seconds. That move. I'm gonna go here. I don't want to move my knight because they'll do a pawn drop here and disrupt my king position. 13 seconds. The queen. I'm going to get my queen involved right now. I want to take on h3. Wow. Or I could take here, actually. That was the other thing. I have another pawn. Don't have much time. The knight moves, I could take the bishop. They have a knight and a pawn. They did a knight drop. Let's just duck. Okay, they're out of pieces. How about... I don't know. Let's move him. They have a crazy knight. It's scary. It is scary. I have something I could drop here maybe. Bishop on that square. I want a queen right here. Or a rook. I'm going to do a knight drop here. Their knights are really scary near my king. Very scary. Gotta take that. Let's take here. I need to start giving checks. Oh, this is a good move because I get this knight with check. That move. And then a bishop on g1 for check. We're getting there. Let's just lure the king out. Give a check there. Check there. Is that mate? Those d4 games, man. Wow. Alright, I played 2 games so far. 27 minutes remain. Ferrari's playing. Oh, he has a very good Crazyhouse rating. Good Crazyhouse player. We've played, I think a few Crazyhouse games. I don't remember the rating being this high, so he's clearly been learning. He has 14. 8, 8. Top 3. I have 4 and 5. This next one's an important one. To get up there with these guys. He berserked the first 2. And this is my first game with white. Alright. Let's go right out here and pinpoint f7. And develop. Take on f2. Or not. Alright, I like this idea of a knight jumping into d5. So I'm going to shoot for that. Let's go for it right now. I want a knight here, but a bishop on this square is pretty good. I think a bishop move to this square, it's important I play here to kind of kill this knight. They could pile up on the knight. The knight h4. And it could be kind of tricky there. I might have to play knight e1. No, they're not going for that, so they give me an opportunity to pin the knight. I wonder, however, on this move, I think a move is knight takes bishop. So I'm going to take this out and then play bishop g5. I like this for 2 reasons. A, it pins the knight, and B, it stops one of their drops on h4. If I have a pawn, I would think about dropping it there. So, asking a question of my bishop, I think I want to maintain that pin. And I may want to do this, given a chance. I think they should drop something here. They don't have a knight. I think a knight here would be fantastic. I guess we'll just go 2. Bishop b2. Stuff that's happening on the queen side doesn't concern me as much as the king side. So I have 2 knights. I'm thinking about dropping one of them maybe right on f5. A couple ideas. Bishop drop here. It's always a little bit scary moving too many pawns from your second rank, because this allows future black pawns to be dropped here and be just a single step away from queening. So yeah, they're going straight in for that, huh? I feel like I should have something. Just take the bishop. Yeah. Again, this is action on the queen side, so it doesn't concern me so much. Maybe dropping things like a bishop here, multi-purpose stuff, defends my king, strikes here. Okay, that's a very slow move. 2 pawns and a bishop is what they have. Knight drop here threatens a bishop here. I could take their knight. Can also, yeah, I could take their knight. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Bishop drop here, attack the rook, and prepare to maybe sacrifice on this square. Maybe. Yeah, multi-purpose move here. Bishop d2 drop. Well, Ferrari has 14. 14, 12, 10 are now up the top. Alrighty. Yeah, let's look to disrupt their king position now. I'm gonna start throwing some strikes at them. My idea is a follow-up pawn drop on g5. Let's see what does. Let's go here. 2 bishops and 2 pawns. I have 2 knights. Alright, now if they try to drop a pawn here, I could do this. I'm starting to control some squares. Alright. And I think I might go as far as taking here. Let's see. Or, yeah, I'm going to take here. I like this idea. I've said it before, where if you could invest one of your minor pieces, if you're able to give up one of your minor pieces for an enemy pawn and lure the enemy king forward 1 rank, I think you're making some headway. So now I could do a pawn drop on one of these 2. I like this one, actually, because now if I have another pawn, there's a drop here. Actually, I miscalculated some. I thought I would be able to do a back-to-back drop. Alright, this feels right. I'm okay with giving up my queen. I'm looking at knight drops here if the bishop takes, pawn takes with check, a pawn drop here. I have a lot of good ideas. And this should be working somehow. I could take this guy if I need to. I think I'm going to go straight in for the fork. And let me actually... I might need a knight in this game. Never. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a position where I might want to take the rook and get a knight with check. I should have changed that after that last game. Forgot. They're down to 15 seconds. Okay. Now I could take their queen, though. Not going to do that. I'm going to take here. All I need is a queen, and then I could do this. Or even a rook is... I'm going to go with the queen, though. Queen drop here for mate. Got a knight drop here. Even so, I think I could do this. Because I have their queen. I'm getting their queen. And now I'm getting a knight drop. Right here. And I get a queen drop next. So this should be winning. Yeah, let's start with this. They have a queen. Take either knight. Gotta keep giving checks, I feel. Let's see which one they take. Bold! Very bold. I should have mate, though. Let's start with this. Queen here. And king here. And this should be leading to mate. I have so much. Yeah, this is mate, actually. Okay. Got 3 games in. Don't get too many. Well, top guy, Ferrari, only has 5. 19. Ferrari, 12, 12, 10. Alright, let's see if I get another white game in. This win would put me up there in second, third place area. Ferrari is playing right now. Let's take a quick peek at his game. He's got a queen and pawn. He's in berserk mode, and his king is running for his life. It's going to be tough to control. He has 4 pawns and a bishop. Feels like black would have something here. I guess I'm not paired up yet. Let me just double check. Nope, I guess it'll go away. He's in check. He's at 30 seconds. 4 pawns for black. Isn't this mate? Yeah, he got mated. Alright. I might be getting paired up with Ferrari, who took a loss, his first loss here. He doesn't have fire. I could get paired up with either of these two. I think I'll get one of them. Let's see. Hoping for the white pieces. Let's see. 43 players in this one now. I'm still in there. I didn't withdraw. No, neither player. Alright, the French, huh? On d5, I like e5. This isn't right. This can't be right. To weaken f6 that early? I'm going to be playing e5 soon and dropping pieces there. I guess... I don't know. Let's get this knight out. Yeah, to weaken this square so early, don't think it could be the right idea. No, I'll go here. I'm definitely bypassing that. So already a pawn drop on this square is going to get some serious stuff, or even this, and a pawn drop on h6 is quite annoying, I imagine. Even this is an idea with the pawn drop here. I'm looking at these furthest advanced pawns and looking at drops on these squares. This is also a position I don't think I need to rush. I could just get my king castled, maybe even make a prep move, just as we would, make a flight square in regular chess. I think this is a really good all-purpose move for Crazyhouse to prevent pawn drops on h3. You play h3 yourself. It does weaken g3. Alright. But I don't think this is a moment where I really should focus so much on defensive stuff for my king. I think I could be quite direct against their king position, against their weak squares. On f6, I take the pawn, and then I could soon replace it with another pawn on e5. Should probably do that. Yeah, now definitely have an airy king. That move. Alright, I think I'm just going to take, and now look for a bishop or pawn drop to control some stuff. Maybe even a bishop drop on g7 or a pawn drop on g7. Alright, a bishop drop here would force a knight takes. Or I could just do a pawn drop. I think I like a pawn drop. Let's see. I could take a pawn if I need it. Okay, now a bishop drop here, or maybe something like this. I may want to just go in here. Yeah, I think I'm going to continue with this stuff. They have to give up some material. I know they're winning a pawn like this, but I feel like I just want to continue with the attack and continually generate threats, so I think that this is right. I'm going to take, giving up some material, but I'm looking at this move, hitting the queen again, and now a knight on f6 check next. They have a lot of fuel. Let's see where their queen goes. I could hunt down a knight if I really need one. Bishop b5. Of course, I would like to already just be in a position to take the knight out in one swing. 120. A little time edge here. I think I'm going to go straight in for that check, just to get him on board. Maybe take that pawn. King here, I have this. So where's that king headed? Well, I'm going to take this pawn and think about a drop here. Yeah, their king is definitely can't feel too good. I think they could already take some action against my king with a pawn drop on h3. I think that's an excellent start. But I'll probably ignore it and drop a pawn right here. I'm not going with that. So let's go here for starters. See where the queen goes. Maybe put some pressure on them on the clock. Queen there. I feel like I want to take here. I might be investing too much material. My knight is under fire. I'm gonna go with it. I'm running with very little fuel, I realize. But I am controlling squares around their king. And maybe what next? Okay, if I get their knight, a knight drop here would be deadly. So I'm going to do this. Looking to take their knight and then a knight drop on this square with check, picking him up. These have to be a pretty serious force. As far as what they have some checks. Their knights. They're not threatening anything with that move. I'm going to take their knight with check. Easy to calculate. Much easier to calculate when you are doing stuff with check. Maybe they take with the king. I don't know. I might want to do this. Oh, really? That can't work. I could take this pawn and then I could also drop a knight. If we exchange queens, queen drops to one of these two will be deadly, certainly. Take here, I'm on the rook, another pawn drop. I don't need very much material. I think I could just take some more stuff. Yeah, I don't see them threatening anything on h2. Got that covered. Under 10 seconds. Okay, that's definitely not working. Play pawn c7. Now I'm going to drop a knight, though, because I want things to hit with check. I want to take the rook with check. I want to drop a rook with check. And that's check, and the last piece that I have is just enough gas for mate. Back to tournament. 22 is in first, Ferrari's in first, 20, 14, 14, 12. Alright. I got fire. If I win this next one, I'd be in third. Let's get d4 in there. Or d5. Queen pawn opening. Alright, I haven't really seen this kind of setup. Going straight for my knight. I'm gonna go here. If I push, they take, and I don't really want to bring my queen out so early. Let's do this. If I move my pawn, there's this advance. Maybe I just drop back first. Yeah, I'm gonna go just a single step right here. I think in an earlier game, I went all the way back in reply to something, and I think at least in that game I was... I thought maybe it would have been better to defend the h5. It's a very early queen move. Is she really going to grab this pawn? Huh. I don't want to move him. Yeah, I guess I'll just defend. Nothing's really going on just yet. This one e6, bishop e7 castles. Let me try to get this one game. I don't think there's going to be a second game that would register for this tournament, so 7 minutes 40 seconds left. 210 for my opponent. What are they thinking of? They could always take a knight at any moment. Oh, really? Okay, well, let's start with this. They have some gaps around their king. 2 squares. Bishop e7. Yeah, I want to maintain that pawn. And if this, I think I just won't even react to the threat on my knight. Wouldn't mind having an extra pawn around to help defend my king. So on e5, maybe I just don't react at all. Let's recapture with the knight. Could be looking at these light squares. Oh, that's actually a pretty serious move. I may want to play bishop h7. They might think about knight drops here. Let's get that in. I'll take him out. Yeah. I wanna secure my king position. #1 priority. Especially in Crazyhouse. So I don't want him to be disrupted. This leaves one of these interior squares, e6, d6, if I have to take like that. He's quite vulnerable. You could see future knight drops. Well, actually, they still have a knight to drop, so they were threatening to take and then do something like knight f4, pointing at both holes, actually. Because this is the only pawn I have around to secure both e6 and g6, now that I've moved h6. g6 is weakened, so that's what they were threatening. Knight drop on f4 and starting to chip away at these light squares. So they have another pawn. I think I need to still recapture, so let's do that. They have a pawn they could drop, but I have these squares covered. They could take a bishop, but he's replaced right away. Knight drops. one of these two. Maybe at that point I just castle. Alright, they're just giving... They're really going to go pawn hunting. Is that what they have lined up? I guess. That would be very bold. They did something like that. I think now I just castle. Yep, let's get castled. Oh, they're lining up something tricky. Wow. They're going to take my bishop and drop a pawn here? They had that. Okay, so maybe I should take some action against their king. This is my opportunity to do it. Who cares if they go in for that? It's time to initiate some action against their king. Even though they still have this idea present to take the bishop and then do this. A drop on c7. Now that they've provoked c6. Pawn drops here I have to be on the lookout for. I'm definitely taking him and getting another pawn back here right away. 350. Oh, they moved really quick. I didn't see that. Let's actually go here. This defends against this idea of a drop on c7, and I have a couple knights I could potentially take. Looking at taking a pawn here and dropping on b2. They're under 10 seconds. A knight. How about we go here? Threatening a pawn. I may just want to go straight in and capture it. Yeah, I'm threatening to take a rook, drop a pawn, drop a rook here for mate. Now, let's see where the king goes. Okay, now we got mate in the corner. Back to tournament. Okay, we have 16, 238. Tough to get another game in, but I think I still will get paired up. 47 players in this one. 29, 22, 18, 16 is where I'm at with fire, so if I somehow get this next game in for the tournament, I'm playing against the number 2 guy. I would get in third if I could get this win in, but it's unlikely. Alright, let's see if we could win this next game. 4 knights, huh? Alright, I'll take. And take again. And then, I guess, immediately hit the queen. I've seen this idea before, a knight on that e3 square. He's actually quite a good defensive piece, I must say. In that he secures g2 some. This is the guy, I think, that beat Ferrari. This is our second time playing, not in this tournament, but just overall. I have another move against their queen. I would really like to get d4 in. Let's do this. I'm a little bit fearful of a drop on this square, but I'm looking at some captures here, maybe. Maybe this was a poor decision. They have a knight as well they could be dropping. Yeah, this probably wasn't a good idea. I think I'm in trouble. Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to castle. Alright, they have 2 knights. I'm going to open up this for my rook. I'm threatening already this and then this move. I want to lure their king forward. Yeah, look at how quick this tournament clock went. Under 10 seconds in the tournament clock. Okay, so they're defending that square. Noted. Well, let's go here. Can I do anything good with my pawns? Pawn? No, I need to defend my bishop, I think. No, I'm going to hang on to him, though. Yeah, it's worthwhile. I mean, I'm pointing directly at a square right next to their king. I shouldn't be so welcome to giving up on that pressure. If he's not around, a pawn drop here would be excellent. I could just play that move. I have 2 pawns. They have a knight. I like that the knight they placed is a bit away from my own king. Where could they put a knight around? Okay, they're going for that. Okay. Huh. Well, threatening to take, and if I take towards the center, they get my rook. Should I even care about that? Let's start with this. Yeah. That wasn't a good idea. I'll just have to run with it. Yikes. They're going to win a pawn. That's alright, though. This is Crazyhouse. Do whatever. Huh. I don't know. Let's go here for starters. Strike at the queen. Also doing this because I watch over these squares. D3 is quite sensitive. 32 seconds. One pawn in my pocket. Let's see where she goes. There. Alright. Let's throw something at him. Yeah, that's all you have to do, huh? Alright. Let's mix it up some. It's going to take more material, huh? I guess they could. Why not? They're under a minute. Knight takes pawn queen here. They could do a drop on e4. That's very weakening, no? Alright, let's try to work on these light squares. I think that a move like this, it's very weakening in regular chess, but Crazyhouse, that much more. Okay, now their king is at least out and about. And I'm doing stuff with check. I want a queen. A knight right here. Well, let's start with that. Or even a rook here. A pawn here if their bishop goes elsewhere. Oh, really? I only had 1 second. I didn't mean to take like that. I should have taken with the pawn. Prepare to run. I'm going to be running. But I have a knight I could drop here. Interesting that they allowed that, although they have a knight move here. Whoops. They didn't see it. I got their queen. I got mate. Oh, man. I shouldn't have won that. They could have just taken my queen or knight check here. They should have beat me. I don't know. Okay. That's the final. Not too many games in there, just 5. Ferrari does it again. 34, Ferrari. 22. 18, 16, and 16 is where I ended up. Okay. 47 of you in that one. Let's see who else played in this one. Page 2, 3, 4, 5. Alrighty, to the 47 of you that took part in this. Good games. Oh, man.